5 things most people do not know about Ethiopia. Ethiopia is home for more than 80 nations, nationalities and peoples living all together within the 10 regional states, Tigray, Afar, Amhara, Oromia, Somali, Benishangul Gumuz, southern nations, nationalities and peoples, Gambela, Hariri and the most recent one, Sidama. Peoples also live by the slogan of Unity in Diversity, in the 2 state administrations, Addis Ababa and Dir Dawa. The hottest and lowest land on the earth is found in Ethiopia. The Afar Danakil Depression is among the hottest and lowest places on the earth, which is measured about 125 meters below sea level. Its average annual temperature is around 35 degrees Celsius. It is located in the Afar region of northeastern Ethiopia, where the active volcano Erta is located. The lost Ark of the Covenant is found in Ethiopia. As its immediate disappearance is mentioned in the Holy Bible, the Ark of the Covenant is believed to be found hidden inside Aksum Sion Ethiopian Orthodox Church of Tigray. Graham Hancock mentioned the following speech of the guardian monk of the Ark in his famous book The Sign and the Seal. God himself inscribed the 10 words of the law upon 2 tablets of stone. Moses then placed these tablets inside the Ark of the Covenant, which afterwards accompanied the Israelites during the wanderings in the wilderness and the conquest of the Promised Land. It brought them victory wherever they went and made them a great people. At last, when its work was done, King Solomon placed it in the Holy of Holies of the temple that he had built in Jerusalem. And from there, not long afterwards, it was removed and brought to Ethiopia. Tell me how this happened, I asked. What I know of your traditions is only that the Queen of Sheba is supposed to have been an Ethiopian monarch. The legends I have read say that when she made her famous journey to Jerusalem she was impregnated by King Solomon and bore him a son, a royal prince, who in later years stole the ark. The monk sighed. The name of the prince you are speaking of was Menelik, which in our language means the son of the wise man. Although he was conceived in Jerusalem, he was born in Ethiopia, where the Queen of Sheba had returned after discovering that she was carrying Solomon's child. When he had reached the age of 20, Menelik himself traveled from Ethiopia to Israel and arrived at his father's court. There he was instantly recognized and accorded great honor. After a year had passed, however, the elders of the land became jealous of him. They complained that Solomon showed him too much favor and they insisted that he must go back to Ethiopia. This the king accepted on the condition that the firstborn sons of all the elders should also be sent to accompany him. Amongst these latter was Azarias, son of Zadok the high priest of Israel, and it was Azarias, not Menelik, who stole the Ark of the Covenant from its place in the Holy of Holies in the temple. Indeed, the group of young men did not reveal the theft to Menelik until they were far away from Jerusalem. When at last they told him what they had done, he understood that they could not have succeeded in so bold a venture unless God had willed it. Therefore he agreed that the ark should remain with them. And it was thus that it was brought to Ethiopia, to this sacred city, and here it has remained ever since. And are you telling me that this legend is literally true? It is not a legend. It is history. How can you be so sure of that? Because I am the guardian. I know the nature of the object that has been placed in my care. The lip plate customs in Ethiopia. The lip plate custom is widely used at the areas of Mercy, Terma, Chai, Hamar, Surma and other relevant tribes found in the southern and southwestern parts of Ethiopia. A girl's lower lip is cut by her mother or by another woman of her settlement when she reaches the age of 15 or 16. The cut is held open by a wooden plug until the wound heals, which can take around 3 months. It appears to be up to the individual girl to decide how far to stretch the lip by inserting progressively larger plugs over a period of several months. Some, but by no means all, girls persevere until the lips can take plates of 12 centimeters or more in diameter. Girls and boys also pierce their ears. In terms of the risk of infection, piercing and stretching of the ear lobes is of a similar risk, and since this is practiced by both sexes, albeit achieving different diameters, there is some gender equality there. It is considered a source of pride, self-esteem and icon for Mercy identity. Also, it is often claimed that the size of the lip plate is correlated with the size of a woman's bridewealth. Ethiopia, the water tower of East Africa. Ethiopia is known as the roof, and the water tower of East Africa, because of its high altitude and its great rivers that flow towards the neighboring countries, including the origins of the Blue Nile. Ethiopia is endowed with many rivers. Majority of the rivers originate from highland areas and cross the Ethiopian boundary. Ethiopia is unique for there is no river entering to its land from another African countries. It is so amazing. Abe, Wabashabeli, Geneli, Awash, Tekezi, Omo Agibi and Baro are among the rivers in the country. Relatively, Ethiopia is also rich in lakes. Almost all Ethiopian lakes are a result of tectonic process that took place during Quaternary period of Cenozoic era. Except few Ethiopian lakes, majority of lakes are located within the Rift Valley system which are being used for fishing, amusement and tourism destinations. Lake Tana, the largest lake in Ethiopia, occupies a shallow depression in the highlands. The Tana Depression is believed to be formed following slower sinking and reservoir by lava flow between Gaijum and Gonda massifs. Ethiopia is also gifted with crater lakes. These include the lakes at and around Bishoftu, Wonki, Hake and the crater lake on top of Mount Zikwala. Lake Ashanjin Tigray is formed on a tectonic basin. Other types of lakes in Ethiopia are man-made such as Lakes Koka, Fincher and Melka Wakana, and many other lakes dammed following hydroelectric power generation projects. Not only surface water resources, but also underground water resources drain Ethiopia. As compared to surface water resources, Ethiopia has lower groundwater potential. However, there exists higher total exploitable groundwater potential. Climatic and geophysical conditions determine the availability of groundwater resource. Based on existing scanty knowledge, the groundwater potential of Ethiopia is estimated to be 2.6 up to 6.5 billion metric cube. However, this estimate is now considered underestimated. Considering various separate studies, Ethiopian potential of groundwater is believed to range between 12 up to 30 billion metric cube.